Um, Hello. Thanks for joining. You're all my friends because nobody else is gonna join right now. So thanks for supporting me. This I'm with my friend Rachel, and we're gonna talk about
Hello.
like dreams and sleep disorders and stuff because I think that's really cool. And I had a crazy dream the other day. Um, which I guess I'm just gonna read on the internet now. I got a notification, but I can't see it right now because I forgot to put the thingy up. Okay, so I guess I'll read you my dream. Okay.
Period.
Ugh.
Okay, let's go.
All right, so Rachel has not heard this yet. And don't judge me
No.
for my subconscious mind. Everybody here is
You don't
someone
have
I
to
know,
judge
so
us
it's fine.
either. Exactly. We
Um,
ain't judging nobody.
okay, so here's my dream. I dreamt that I borrowed these little like food utensils from two different libraries of food utensils. I don't know what that is. I don't think that's a real thing. Um, and when I went to return them, the person I was returning them to took all of them. Like the person at the Zuko, you're shaking
The
the camera.
librarian.
Yeah, it's not like it wasn't like a library. It was like I rented them or something, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
but like essentially, like the clerk or whatever, they took all of them, and I was like, oh no, some of those aren't yours. Like some of those are like I borrowed from somewhere else, and they were just like, um, no, I want all of them, and I was like,
What?
they're not all yours, and they were like, so I go and get their manager, and the manager's like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll deal with that later, and I was like, what do you mean? I need those back, so I take them and I run away. And
Uh-huh.
so they had a taekwondo class going on in there. And they sent all the kids, the taekwondo kids, after me.
No, they
so,
didn't.
so I'm like running away, and I'm running away, and there's these kids trying to, taekwondo kids trying to beat me up, and I'm doing that thing where like you can't really run, like it's like in your dream when like for whatever reason you can't run well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like really stressing and struggling. All my dreams are really weird and really stressful for no reason. And I'm running away, and they're like on my tail because I'm running weird, and they're right behind me. And I'm like, man, this is hopeless. And then just then I see like a caravan of SUVs coming. And
Oh
it's the
shit.
people from the other place that I borrowed This is literally like
It's like the
the
FBI. It's like
utensils
SWAT team for
the
utensils.
utensils, I kid you not, they're like two little bowls, some chopsticks, and then like some spoons.
Wow.
It's like maybe a total of like
So
six
dramatic.
items. Yeah.
So dramatic.
And so they come and like the SUVs are coming, and it's the people that I borrowed the other utensils from. So they're like coming to save me essentially. So I just like waltz right past them, and they're like, "We'll worry about this." I don't know what they did with those SUVs and the Taekwondo kids, but they handled it, and I just gave them their utensils back. I had another dream that was really weird. I don't know if I want to read it right now, but on that note, where
That
did you have
was
a dream that you wanted to
absolutely
share?
insane. Well, I want to talk about yours real quick. What the fuck? How do we break that down?
I don't know. Being
Because
chased, I guess, is like a recurring thing. Like people, and like some people are like, oh yeah, like these things mean, like recurring things. They tend to like mean specific things in your life, or like your subconscious mind is trying to process with these things. Like, I know like a natural disaster is like, you feel like you're not in control of your life right now, like whether you realize that or not. Like supposedly, like your subconscious is acknowledging that you don't feel in control of your life through like
mm,
putting a natural disaster in your dream. And then I know teeth falling out is one. I forget what that one is, but it's something that you wouldn't think has anything to do with it. And then uh, like being naked at school, or just like being naked randomly, like realizing, oh my god, where are my clothes? And then being
oh
chased is a big one.
yeah, I've been
So
chased a lot. in my dreams, and that kind of like is that like with anxiety with your real life? I guess is what you're meaning. Like
I don't
I
know.
don't
I
know.
It might be in my notes, but I have a bunch of notes about like facts about him. So I'll get to that now. Um,
Yeah, teeth pulling out's apparently something to do with being afraid of
no,
how
like
people
you're.
see you.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I
how
had
like people
one
see
of
you.
those recently. Like,
Crazy. Like your teeth falling out.
yeah.
Okay. Here are my dream facts that I did research for this. Okay, so
Ooh,
according to
let's hear it.
healthline.com, most vivid dreams happen during your REM sleep, which happens in short episodes throughout the night, but about 90 to 120 minutes apart, and longer dreams occur in the morning hours. So I guess like towards the end of like your sleep. Recurring dreams in children are mostly about confrontations with animals or monsters, psychological aggressions, falling, being chased. Um, yeah, that's it, and being chased. When I was a kid, would have these weird dreams. So, like, thinking back, it feels so irrational. I don't know what I was dealing with. Definitely something. But, like, basically, my parents would be like, hey, go to the garage and get this out of there. And I'd be like, oh my god, I don't. Oh, teeth falling out. Oh, okay. I didn't see the chat until just now. I was like, I don't want to go to the garage. And they were like, just go, like just stop being irrational. And I was like so terrified of going to the garage, and then I would go into the garage, and it was basically a scene from Fantasia. Like, have you seen Fantasia, that like
Oh
movie with like Mickey
yeah.
Mouse, and he's
Mhm.
like a wizard, and there's like a
All
hippo in a
magical.
tutu, and like,
Yeah. Everything
yeah, and
turns
like,
into a little real.
yeah, and like the broom's like sweeping itself and stuff. There were like animals doing ballet and shit in there, like Fantasia. And for whatever reason, I was terrified of it. And yeah, so I guess that would be confrontations with animals.
Oh.
What do bugs in your skin mean? Let's look it up. We're gonna do the AI overview, even though I don't generally like that.
We don't like AI in this household.
It's useful for some things, but
AI
half the
is
time it just makes
okay
shit up.
sometimes, but also AI is scary and it's gonna take over
It
the
is a
world.
little scary.
And that's a conversation for another day. Because I could go
um,
on and on about AI.
oh yeah, I honestly could too. Maybe we could do that for one of these. It
Yeah.
says general interpretations. There are a couple here. Uncomfortable or intrusive thoughts or feelings. Bugs often symbolize something that is causing discomfort or unease in the dreamer's life. Um, Hidden fears or anxieties. Bugs may represent subconscious fears or anxiety in the dreamer is trying to suppress. Feeling overwhelmed or trapped. So the sensation of them crawling inside your skin can signify being overwhelmed or trapped. Um, it says different types of bugs can have different types of meanings. Like ants may represent persistence or hard work, while spiders might be like fear or deceit. Crazy. Um, the actions of the bugs. If the bugs are biting, crawling, or burrowing, this may indicate a more intense, aggressive feeling of discomfort or anxiety.
Oh
Kevin, are you
god.
dreaming about bugs in your skin?
Oh my god. I can't even imagine having bugs burrowing into me. That just sounds super.
This I think I
Ooh, like a
might have
nightmare,
had
to
a
be
dream
honest.
about this, but it's very
Mm,
fuzzy.
yeah.
Um that's pretty broad. It keeps just saying, "Oh, you're anxious." Your emotional state, the dreamer's emotional state during the dream can also influence the interpretation. Or, for example, feeling fearful or disgust may suggest a deeper sense of unease. It's basically just saying that you're anxious, which I feel like I could have told you that if you're dreaming of bugs in your skin. Beetles
Beetles in
in
my
your
dreams.
legs. I bet
Oh
your
my
legs
god.
have probably influenced what it might mean as well. That's super interesting. Maybe
Do you
personally
know
in
how
my
to
own
get
time, I think
dream
I'll look
names?
into that because that's crazy.
Uh oh.
Another notification I can't see. At work. Aw, thanks for checking in even though you're at work. That's the best. Okay. Being chased. Around 12% of people dream in black and white. I wonder
For
why.
real?
Yeah, and that's weird
Man.
because it says also somewhere in here that blind people dream images, even if they've never seen before.
Really?
What would the images be?
Well, I guess
How would they know what things look like?
probably like, well, I mean, by touch and feeling, with using their other senses, like,
Oh, like maybe
I feel like
like
they
what
could
they're
like
assuming
feel
it
the
looks like?
shape of it. Yeah, they can assume the shape of it by what they feel, but like they're not gonna know what the color is gonna be. They're just gonna make up a random color, I'm assuming. Cause I mean, I don't know if you ever seen those like videos of like people, blind people trying to guess colors, or colorblind people trying to guess colors. Like
Mm-mm.
they just never get it right. So
Well,
that's what
I
that's
wonder
what it just
why.
reminds me
That's
of.
crazy.
Well, I know, but like you know what I
I don't know if I
mean.
want to drink this on camera. It's so big. I'm drinking an alcoholic thing, but it's enormous, so I don't want to look like crazy. Anyway, nightmares occur most frequently in the last third of the night. Okay. Oh, I just skipped a bunch of stuff. Hold on. What the fuck? Oh, my hair tie just popped. That's unfortunate. Um, okay, 12% of people dream in black and white. Many of our dreams are strange because the part of the brain responsible for making sense of things shuts down during dreaming. Mine shuts down hard as fuck.
Interesting. I agree. I think also we're both have probably similar traumatizing backgrounds.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that has a lot to do with like how we
Oh,
dream and how
100%.
we interpret things.
Yeah, like I mean, like my parents not listening to me that I was terrified of going in the garage, even though it does not make sense to be afraid of what I was afraid of. Like just random like themes like that probably come up a lot. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, like you would get it. You would get a lot of my dreams probably. Um,
Yeah, no, I think I would.
but like everybody like even like cuz like childhood is not easy, like especially just being surrounded by like
No.
other kids like that don't
Oh
have
yeah.
emotional maturity or whatever, like they're just mean sometimes, you know? Like I feel like nobody had a childhood was just rough, you know?
Yeah.
In some way.
No,
So
I
like
mean,
everybody probably has their own things. But like
of
yours and
course.
mine might they might come in common every once in a while. Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
most of our dreams are linked to thoughts and events from the previous day or two, which I thought that this was interesting. I've always like wondered like okay, so one day I went I think I was playing hide and seek with my brother and I went under the porch, which I didn't often go under, and I remember being like, oh my god, what if there's centipedes under here, because I used to be like, which I'm not that I'm over it, so not cool with centipedes essentially. And
Dang.
but it was just like such a
You talking
fleeting
to the
thought.
girl? Yeah, you talking to the girl that used to own a millipede, girl.
Yeah, I know. You can keep that and all of your anecdotes about your millipede to yourself,
I
honestly,
love
because
her.
I don't even want to think
Love
about
it.
it.
She's so
That
cute.
and like I'm imagining it and I feel like it was big and I'm deeply upset by that.
Hey.
Anyways, I had this fleeting thought of like what if there's a centipede under here? Didn't really go into depth about it or anything. Then I was just like, ooh, I don't know, and then I got out from there. And then that night I dreamt, I had this, oh my god, it was weird. I had this dream that I met somebody and they were a centipede, but they were also like a human. But I guess they turned into a centipede.
Oh.
So
Human centipede.
I was like, absolutely not. Um, like I don't like them, but they were really nice. And then I got like really torn about I'm being mean to this person just because of how they like this they didn't choose to be a centipede. And so I was like, I should be nice to them. And so like I remember I was like, you know what, like let's be friends. And then I like I like touched her hand, or I think I gave him a hug or something, and then my skin started boiling where I touched them, and I was like, I knew I shouldn't have been nice. I was like, what was I
No.
thinking?
I would absolutely cry and like have a million funerals because, oh my god, I'm not a bug
You had a
girl, even
fucking
though I have
millipede.
like,
What do you mean? You had a
I
literal
had a
millipede as your
millipede
friend. You
as my
lived this
pet,
dream.
but listen, it was a tiny millipede, like it's the ivory millipede. They're
That,
like
I
a
don't know if
smaller
that's better.
species. But
I don't know if that's better
anyways,
because it's like, what if it gets out? You're not gonna find it.
it's not gonna get out. But um, anyway, I have bugs tattooed on me too, but I'm not like I appreciate bugs and I think they're beautiful. I just don't
Oh
want
yeah.
them around me,
No,
and I
same. Like,
think I'm just terrified of bugs, like especially the ones that like sting.
um, no, same. Like I by no means am like, let's burn ants with a magnifying glass because I can, or like because they're little
Yeah,
and gross. But I am like, please, for the love of God, don't touch me though. Like, if I'm outside,
yeah,
I'm like, I'm in your house, you know. But it'd be cool if you didn't come near me. There's like a lot of room out here. If they're in my house, I'm like, we gotta get them out. It's not cool for them to be in here. I do have cats though, obviously. I've got 3. You can only see 2 here. But they take care of a lot of the bugs for me. So I like most of the time don't even see them. But when I do, I try to like take care of them peacefully. But like if it's just not an option, I gotta. But like I do care. Like I don't want to kill it just for existing. It doesn't know it's in my house. You know what I mean? But yeah,
yeah. I
my
don't
heart's
like
too big.
bugs.
Maybe I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to kill bugs unless it's like a brown recluse. That's my only excuse is a brown
There were tons of
recluse.
brown recluses in my. What's weird is that I'm not that afraid of spiders. Like
Really?
I'm certainly not more afraid of them than other bugs, and like lately I've just been kind of like
Yeah.
they're less creepy than some other bugs, honestly. And
Yeah.
like I saw a jumping spider on my hammock like a month ago or something. Jumping
Really?
spiders are adorable. This thing was like
Oh yeah.
moving like side to side and like looking up at me and then like
Yeah, their
looking
eyebrows.
down and just looking
They have
back up at me.
personalities.
Yeah, and like a whole like face, like an identifiable face. And it
Mm.
was so fucking cute. And I was like, I can't kill this. I like it's on my hammock, but like so I just kind of sat down next to it like as gently as I could, and it just kind of was like looking at me. It was literally like looking up at me, and then it would look down, and I'd be like, just like watching me. And then I was like, oh, this guy's kind of cute. And then it fucking came for me. It just started like running towards me. I was like, no, I'm not that friendly. Like,
It
we can
was
look at
your
each other. I was
friend.
having a good time, but don't start crawling on me and shit. You're too small.
Yeah. No, my friend Mary, she wanted to get a fucking jumping spider as a pet after I got my millipede, but she never did. But she got the enclosure for it and everything, and she just never got it. But like, she wanted one so bad, and she was looking at breeders
Ugh.
to get like a really cool one.
I'm
And I
certainly
was
not
like,
buying a bug and putting it in my house. Mason said
I
spiders are
don't.
freaky and not adorable, so I guess he's a hater. I don't know. I get some people
Well, I
have
think spiders
arachnophobia.
are kind of cute. Yeah.
They're
I
cute.
used to
Like
for
okay,
sure.
some are creepy, especially
Oh
like
yeah.
the like body to leg ratio. That makes a big
Yeah.
difference. Like if their legs are, especially like how like I think it's like how like thin their legs are, or like bony or whatever. Like that definitely makes a difference to me. Literally, Mason, Google jumping spiders. Google them. They do a little dance. I think this is them. They go back and forth like side to side, and they put like their front ones up, and they do a little dance.
Yeah, no, they're
And you're
really
gonna tell me that's
cute.
not cute? They literally look like if someone animated a spider to look cute on purpose.
Literally, that's how I think jumping spiders are. They're just too cute to be hated.
I can't believe that right at the beginning of this, my fucking hair tie broke, and now I'm gonna be just okay. It's fine. Anyways, now that we're done talking about bugs,
Oh
um,
yeah. Sorry.
no, you're good. I love a tangent, so it's fine. If you feel emboldened and you're passionate about talking about spiders, then let's fucking do it. Um, okay. Yeah, I just thought it was really cool that they're like linked to the previous day or two. Like, and also I heard, I
Oh
did not
yeah.
find this in this research, but I heard at some point in my life that like it's things that you didn't process all the way, and your brain was like, "We'll think about that later," so it starts thinking about it while you're unconscious. Like
Yeah,
probably like the centipede
probably.
thing. I was like,
Yeah.
"We're not gonna think about centipedes," so
That's
it was like,
probably
okay.
because like when I was in treatment. If you guys didn't know, I was just in 6 weeks of eating disorder treatment for RP. But anyway, when I was in treatment, I had 3 dreams about the same girl, and every single dream we were fighting and hurting each other. And it was like my ex best friend, dog. And I'm just like, ugh, this is not what I wanted because we never fought in real life. We never argued or nothing. And so the fact that I was just having like awful, awful dreams of us like being violent, it just, oh gosh, it just, that's like one of the dreams I was thinking about telling him because it was just very wild.
Oh, I just got the activity feed up because I've been getting little things. Thanks for all the follows, you guys. You're the best. Oh my god!
Oh,
I'm being so supported right now. Um, that's crazy. It wasn't even a girl that was in treatment with you?
no. It was literally one of my ex besties that I was friends with for like 3 years.
I don't know. Maybe your brain was just like, this place is boring. Let's think about something else. Let's make let's make them
Yeah.
fight.
Literally,
This is
it was
boring.
so
We need more
terrifying. Like,
violence.
I fully believe that I was working so much before I went to treatment. And so when I finally got the treatment, everything was slowed down. I finally had time to process things. And I think because I had time to process things and think about things and not have my phone, it just made me think about her all the time, like for some
Mm,
goddamn reason. It
makes
just was
sense.
weird. Like, I don't want to have violent dreams about her. We never were violent. We never hated each other.
Okay, well,
Anyway.
anyways.
Anyway.
Okay, you likely only dream about faces you've already seen in person or on TV, according to Stanford University. So, like, I guess your brain's not inventing faces, which I've heard it has a hard time doing. Certainly, as an artist, I've never been able to, like, create new people. Really, like, I know some people can do that. Like, character artists are totally a thing, but that's
Mm-hmm.
something I've always struggled with. So, if that's a thing, I certainly can't do it. Um,
Yeah.
but I
I don't
guess
know
that's
about
why
me
like
either.
sometimes like characters in your dream will be like for instance like it'll be like I had a dream one time that I was at school but it was also my grandparents' house. I've had so many dreams where I was at school but it wasn't actually at school. It was at a place that
Yeah.
of personal significance to me and like a place that's like dear to me and that I wouldn't want the whole school to be. Like
Mm-hmm.
one was like in my garage or like in my dad's like workshop, at my grandparents' house. I think I had one in my other grandma's house. Like just like random shit like that. I That's probably a thing as well. Just having a bunch of
Yeah.
people you don't like that much, like in your house or something. Oh, one was definitely
Yeah, I
in my
agree.
house.
I had a
Anyways,
dream the
that's
other night about being in treatment when I wasn't in treatment anymore. I was like,
yeah,
and it wasn't even the same girls. So it was very
weird.
freaky. I just had nightmares about being in that place, even though it was very
Yeah.
healthy and good
Oh, I
for
still
me.
have dreams where I'm like in high school again and I'm
Oh
like
yeah.
having to be like a student again and I'm like don't even like remember not being in high school, but I do feel like, oh my god, I have to do this again.
Yeah, school and high school in general is just rough, and so to have to relive it, it's probably like somehow even worse. I don't know.
um yeah, so that's probably why it's like it'll be like yeah, so it was my cousin, but it wasn't my cousin. It was so and so. Like you get your people mixed up because your brain was like, well, I don't want to make a new face. We'll just reuse. It'll be like somebody you haven't spoken to in years or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
That's happened to
fun
me a million times.
Fun fact, um, sleeping face down is associated with several kinds of dreams, like sex dreams, being locked up, which for Rachel is about the same, hand tools,
What?
being naked, being smothered and unable to breathe, and swimming.
Listen, I don't sleep with my stomach. I just be having certain types of dreams sometimes.
I don't know
You
how you
know?
sleep on your stomach. I have
I
to sleep.
don't.
But some people do. Like I
Yeah, I
can't.
know.
I have to sleep in a very particular way because I have scoliosis and it gets real uncomfy. Thank you for the
Mhm.
follow. Um, and so like basically I have to have if I'm a side sleeper or a back sleeper sometimes. So like if I'm laying on my side, I'm gonna have to flip every once in a while, like a rotisserie chicken, essentially. And I gotta put
Ew.
like a pillow under this side if I'm laying on this side, so it kind of like corrects the
Mm.
curve in my spine. And then I have to have one to like hug because it's like support. It's support for your back, you guys. It supports your back. And
Interesting.
then I have to have one between my knees because that's also really good for your back. It like supports like your lower spine, I guess. And I
Interesting.
definitely feel it if I don't have any of it. And then I have to have one of those ergonomic pillows with like the like curve in it to like fit into my neck or whatever. Or my I get a headache. So I
So,
could never
what
sleep
I'm
on my front.
hearing is that you just need a pregnancy pillow.
Yeah. Actually, yes. I didn't even think about that. That sounds comfortable as hell, actually.
I know, I want one for myself to be honest, because I feel like it would help my back.
I literally want that now. And then that wouldn't take place of the pillow that supports like the one side of my back to like
Yeah.
correct that curve, but like also it would save me like what like three other pillows cuz I've been lately putting
Exactly.
one like on behind my back as well cuz it like supports you from like not feeling like you're having to keep yourself on that side. Like you can kind of lean back a little bit and not roll over, essentially. That would
Mhm.
save me about three pillows. Maybe I should get
Yeah,
one.
I think you should because I was like that sounds like an excessive amount of pillows on your bed.
It is. And
But
like
I mean, not
I
that a pregnancy pillow is any better. It's huge.
no for real. Oh yeah, it is. And I bet they're expensive. But I have to keep my bed like every morning I like take stuff off of my nightstand or like out of my bed or like what like I like clean up my space because when it gets cluttered I get so uncomfortable. Like I just have to have space. I have a queen size bed and I sleep in there alone. And if I have anything less
Mhm.
than that, I'm like I don't fucking have any room. I had to starfish. If I want to
Oh.
starfish, I should be able to starfish. I need like max comfort.
Yeah. I don't
Have you
do
had any
starfish though. I'm like a ball.
I have never had any
Dream walking.
experience with dream walking.
Sleepwalking.
I have
I
some
have.
weird. Interesting. Okay.
But I was a child, so this is what happened. Okay, I was like in second grade. In While I was awake, like during waking hours, I guess I would put like like a nail that goes in the wall.
Yeah.
I put one of those in my mouth just to suck on the metal. I don't know why.
Okay.
And anyway,
That's
I ended up
normal.
accidentally swallowing it, and later that
Okay.
night or something, or the next night, like it like fucking with my, like I had to pee real bad. It was fucking with me. Like I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
happened, but it
Wait,
was like
you
burning.
you did this in your sleep?
Yes, I was in my no. I swallowed the nail when I was awake, but later I was
Okay.
asleep, and I had to pee real bad in my sleep. And so what I did was, I think, and it was because of the stupid nail, I'm assuming, because I've never, first of all, I peed the bed, and I've never done that in my life besides that one night.
Okay.
And then, second, I realized that I peed the bed when I'm asleep, but I go to the shower, and I take a shower, and while I'm asleep, and I was in there for maybe like a few seconds, I don't know. But then I get out, I go back, put my old pajamas back on or something. And mind you, I took a shower in my parents' bathroom, so I was
Okay.
walking through the room to take the shower.
Wait,
And
like
so
you
I
were
was like,
asleep?
yeah, I was asleep walking through the room to take a shower.
Covered in
And then
pee.
yes. And then um, I get out the shower and then I put my pajamas back on. And the reason why I know that I was sleepwalking is because I do remember a little bit of it, but that's because I thought I was dreaming. I was not
Yeah.
dreaming. It was real life because I woke up with no underwear on and my pajama pants backwards and my
Okay,
shirt on.
so
Yeah,
dream
I don't know.
walking is different from sleepwalking.
For real? What is dream walking?
Well, I'm showing off two of them right now. Zuko's right here. He's like clinging to my knees, like, "What are you doing?" And then Shinobu's right here, and then all I got left is Miso. Um, so dream walking is like being in someone. Oh my god, I do have an experience with this. Dream walking is like being in someone else's dream or them being in your dream, and it's not like they just dream about you or you just dream about them. So okay, crazy thing. I worked at a preschool for a little bit, and there was this little kid. You're not supposed to have favorites, but if you had met this kid, you'd understand. He was like the most angelic child, and I don't even like children. This was the most angelic child that has ever been alive. His name was Michael, and I don't think that really gives him away. I don't think I'm supposed to use names, but it's been like a long time. Um, he, oh my god, just this kid. I was like, just like knowing him, I was like, I would die for this kid, and no one, there's no threat, but I'm just like, if I needed to, I would. Just that's how much I like this kid, and I okay, I came in. I had this dream about him. I forget what happened in the dream. Um, I don't remember, but I remember I gave him a hug, and that was like the whole point of the dream. Is the hug was like significant, me hugging him. So I come in the next day, and I'm like, "Hey, Michael, can I have a hug?" Because like I walked into his class. I was like a teacher's assistant, so I went to all the classes, and I was like, "Michael, can I have a hug?" And he was like, "I hugged you in my dream already." And I was like, "You what? What?" And this was like a really conservative preschool. Like none of like all the teachers were like more than just like typical like religious. They were like overtly like if I had said, "Hey, this is what happened. Like I dreamt that I hugged him," and then he told me that he dreamt that he hugged me, they'd be like, "Witch? She's a witch? Should we fire her?" So I couldn't even tell anybody. No, they were insane. Um,
Oh
um,
my
in
god.
my experience, it is being conscious in an alternative version of yourself or another within a parallel or adjacent reality, but it can also be within the same reality. I don't know what that means in my experience. It is being conscious in
Hmm.
an alternate version of yourself within a parallel or adjacent reality, but it can also be within the same reality. Oh, that's crazy. Like it's like like going into other universes essentially, like while you're sleeping.
Entering another person's dream while they're sleeping.
Well, this doesn't say anything about somebody else's dream. I thought dream walking was like going into someone else's dream. Like,
Dreamwalking is the psychic ability to leave one's own mind during sleep to enter, observe, or
okay.
manipulate another person's dream, a dream realm, or even an alternate universe.
Oh, so it's kind of like both. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I mean, all I
Interesting.
did was accidentally have the same dream as this kid, I guess. Um. Oh, I had another point.
Interesting.
I forget what it was. Anyway, I do. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I do have some other. I have probably what is ultimately a sleeping disorder of who knows what origin. Like it's just like I'm I don't, not that I know of a sleeping disorder that matches all of my symptoms, but I got some crazy symptoms about like how I sleep. And my brother also had a sleeping disorder. I think he said he's kind of grown out of it, but I'm not sure. Which I'll talk about as well, which they just don't have a name for. He did like all these studies and stuff, and they were like, ultimately, they were just like, oh. I think that was, it was either that or for his Tourette's, they were doing like studies, like they were like, I think paying him to do the studies. Like he was a volunteer, or like they were like paying him to do like this was like they were actually trying to figure this out, not just for him. It wasn't just his doctor. It was like they were like, we need to research this, which is crazy, and I'll get into that. But I want to get through my facts first. So, next fact, women have more nightmares than men during their teen and adult years, which is crazy, but checks out for me because I used to have night terrors and I have a lot of nightmares. Nightmares occur most frequently in the last third of the night, which makes sense because I feel like I've woken up from a couple. Damn, that does check out. Oh, the women thing? Yeah. It does check out. We have it rough out here.
I was having nightmares like every other night, like a few weeks ago when I was in treatment. It was insane.
I feel like mine have gotten better recently, but then I did have the one about being chased by little kids that do taekwondo, so who fucking knows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
If you have recurring nightmares that happen often enough and are distressing enough to impact your ability to function, you may have a condition called nightmare disorder. I don't think it was impacting my ability to function. I would still sleep through the night, but it was like they were more like just really stressful, like so stressful. And I woke up feeling like I didn't really get much rest because I was so stressed the whole night. But but I don't think it really impeded my ability to function, other than I might have been a little sleepy.
Yeah.
Okay, nightmare disorder is a crazy thing though. Like imagine telling somebody, "Yeah, I had nightmare disorder." And they're like, "What is that?" And you're like, What does it sound like?" I got nightmares.
Imagine having nightmares every night. That would literally terrify me. I would be afraid to be awake and experience things, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, that sounds like it would really suck. Okay, your feelings come out in dreams. For example, you're more likely to experience negative dreams about a lost loved one if you're suffering from PTSD symptoms, guilt, or blame over their death. And then also, grief dreams occur more often during the holidays because grief gets harder during the holidays typically because you. Okay, so fun fact: your brain does this thing where, and I mean, it's not that like mind-boggling honestly because it's kind of just like common sense, but like your brain does this thing where like, during the same parts of the year you're more likely to think of things that happened around that time, even like 10 years before, which like that kind of makes sense because like in the same parts of the year you're going to be seeing like it's hot outside and like, yeah, I remember that one time it was hot outside and then this happened, or like it's like you walk into Walmart and it's like all like Halloween stuff and it's like it starts to like trigger that kind of mental state that you were in when these things were happening previously. But yeah, I just think that that's really cool.
That is cool.
And then so ow, Zuko. So that essentially like will make like grief a lot harder because it's like around like say Christmas or like Thanksgiving, if you have dreams about like I lost my dad in 2020 and like it'll be like I'll be at like my family Christmas and be like I have all these memories of like when he was there, you know. So I guess that makes a lot of sense that you would have grief dreams. I never really stopped to think about grief dreams, but like they certainly exist. Like I would say that like I have dreams about my dad where like I'll be like telling him something that like it's like essentially like updating. Ow, Zuko, why? Updating him about my life. And not real because in my dream, I feel like he was never dead. Like I feel like this is normal. Yeah. Like I'm just talking to him. You know, like I'm not thinking crazy of him to be here. Have I heard of
If
what?
you apparently like sometimes like spirits will tend to visit people in their dreams and they're actually like communicating with
Yeah,
you.
so if you're new here, which you are because we've never done this before, Rachel and I are a bit woo woo. And I will say that like sometimes I really feel like that might have been him. Like he might have just been like checking in, and like that's why I felt compelled to like update him about my life. Like it would literally be a dream about like just us chatting, like the things that I miss, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so I maybe you would label that a grief dream. I don't know if it's supposed to be like something traumatic or anything, but like it certainly helps. I said woo woo, not Lulu. What are you even talking about, Mason? Shut up. Um, we got a comment. Dude, it's Noel says, in my dream last night, I was aware of my own memories while being in an alternate version of myself, where I was living in another place, different job, school with assignments and schedules. I was aware, but like peeking through that body's eyes in the dream, I was myself, but in a timeline where things turned out differently. I was the same age, but in different circumstances. It felt like having two sets of consciousnesses, me and the version of myself I was in. It was really disorienting. That sounds crazy and trippy. Waking
Wow,
up from that, you must have been
crazy.
like, what the fuck was that? What was
Literally.
that?
That would send me into psychosis. For real. But
Oh,
what?
you meant to say
How do you
Delulu.
recover?
How do you recover? How would you
Excuse.
recover? No, for real, like
Like I
sometimes you wake
tried.
up,
Yeah.
you wake up, like even if it's a typical nightmare, not it doesn't even have to be something wild like that. Like you just
Yeah.
wake up from this dream where you were afraid for your life or something, and it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
guess I better put on my uniform and go to work. You know, like I'm just supposed to be normal now. I literally feel like I was just almost murdered or something. But I guess we'll
Literally,
start
there's.
our day.
I know. I had a dream while in treatment about my dad, and I literally woke up sobbing, and I was like, "It's about my
Oh,
dad, and I'm sobbing."
it be
For
like that, man.
real. I know.
All
I was
right.
like, "Why?"
Um, okay, night terrors. Night terrors are episodes of intense fear, screaming, and even running around or acting aggressive while asleep. Crazy. Imagine running around and acting aggressive. That's wild. Dude, this is why I think this stuff is so interesting. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen those videos of that girl? What is her name? Oh, I forget her name right now. But she like sleepwalks a ton, so she records herself. They're so
Like
funny.
Spooky Selena or something.
Maybe I'm not
She's
really
like has
sure.
dark long hair. And she
Yes,
drives
yeah,
a cop or drives a hearse.
yes. I forgot she drives a hearse. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
so entertaining and funny. Especially like her. I mean, like, go figure, she'd be funny while she's sleepwalking as well. But like, she's that's peak entertainment right there. Watching her
Literally.
sleepwalk.
It's
Um,
very interesting. So I'm like, she's like fighting something in her dreams, and I'm like, what is going on?
she just I don't even know how to describe this. You have to look her up. You said it's Spooky
She's
Selena.
silly. Something.
Okay, find her and watch her. It's so good. It's so good. Um Another thing about night terrors, almost 40% of children have night terrors, though most outgrow them by their teens. I had night terrors, apparently. Um and I guess
Really?
they just turned into like normal nightmares and then like stressful dreams. But like um I'm not it seems like it episodes of intense fear, screaming, and even running around or acting aggressive while asleep. I know that my mom told me that one time I woke up screaming about like spiders all over me. And
God.
that kind of unlocked something. I was like, "Oh yeah, like I would wake up yelling about stuff." I don't remember what I was yelling about, but I remember that happening. Crazy. Yes, thank you, Selena Spooky Boo.
But yeah, I I don't understand dreams. One time I had a dream that I went to a Mexican restaurant and Snoop Dogg was there and he passed me the blunt. And I was like
Nice.
17.
Nice.
I was like, what's wrong with me?
Okay, eating
But
before bed makes nightmares more likely because it increases your metabolism, signaling your brain to be more active. This would make a lot of sense for why I have so many stressful dreams, because I have no eating schedule whatsoever, and I literally accept that the only way in which I have an eating schedule is that I will lie awake for so long if I don't give myself a bedtime snack. If I have not had my bedtime snack, my body is just like, why the fuck we laying here? I'm not gonna
oh my
like.
god.
What are we supposed to be doing? And then I eat, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm sleepy. Like, fuck off. So I started eating dark chocolate with almonds before bed because it has like magnesium and it makes you sleepy. And I'm trying to eat dark chocolate more because it's like good for you or whatever. I don't know.
Period.
I gave up
Yeah,
on
no.
hiding my very large alcoholic drink, which I'm not gonna drink all of.
Are you sure?
Um,
I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, that's just wild.
um, this is a fact. Women need more sleep than men. So, women need 9 to 10 hours of sleep a night on average. Which I've also heard that different people need different amounts of sleep, but I guess this is the average, or maybe that's not true. I don't know. But I do know that the number for women is 9 to 10 hours. The number for men is 7 to 8. Women, if you are on your period, you should sleep 10. If you're not, you can probably get by with 9. But women are literally going through each day with either one less hour in that day or sleep deprived. Fun fact. And over time, that will hurt you. Oh, oh my God, Max is here. Sorry, Mason is also here, but Max is here. Hi, Max. Um, yeah. And then men can get by with 7. So, that's bullshit.
I need like 10 to 12 personally. Not literally, but that's how I used to be.
Oh, men, if you're on your period, I'd say go for 8. If you're not, then you can probably do 7. Did you know that a man's hormone cycle, unless I'm wrong, I have to say all of these and say unless I'm wrong, because like I feel like at some point I'm gonna be wrong. I feel like if I haven't Googled it recently, I'm like, I don't know, I could be wrong. But anyways, men's hormone cycles are 24 hours for the whole cycle. Women's are like a month. So like essentially like you also have like men also have a hormone cycle, but like you just experience them. So it's like if you feel like fatigue at a certain point in the day, usually it's probably it might have something to do with your hormone cycle. So it's like maybe like you go to the gym in the morning or like in the afternoon. I don't know what the hormone cycle is, but like when it's optimal for your hormone cycle. But when women go to the gym, it's gotta be, I believe it's when you have the most testosterone, so it's gonna be when you're on your period. Which when I'm on my period, I'm not going to the gym. It fucking hurts. For at least the first couple days. So I got like two days in the month that it's like optimal to go to the gym, and men just have to do it in the morning or something. But that's a rant for another day.
Yeah,
It's just like biologically it's not fair. You know, sometimes it's biologically
no, it's
not fair.
Exactly. That's why women should deserve their rights.
We should get extra rights. Just because
Extra
God
rights.
hates us.
Literally.
Confusion, disgust, sadness, and guilt are more often the driving force behind nightmares than fear, according to research. That's crazy. So, like, you're more likely to be having nightmares because you're sad than because you're afraid or because you're confused. That would make a lot of sense. That would make sense.
I
But, like,
had so
disgust?
many nightmares.
And now you're
Yeah,
scared
I
about it?
literally. Exactly. I had so many nightmares of like my cats like running outside. That I
Mason
won't
can
be able to get them
confirm.
back.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're
Oh
good.
my god,
And it was
hurting
just
cats.
terrifying.
Yeah, cats is like another recurring thing. It's supposed to be like you feel like you don't have it together. I've had so many dreams where I'm
Really?
literally hurting cats in some way. So, I'm sorry, Rachel, but at least I'm here with you. We need to get it together.
Literally, yeah. And they were my own cats, and I was like, no, Barb and Sunny, they're staying with me, and you just let them out. I was so sad when
Mason,
he did
you're
that.
probably on your period probably like 2 out of every 3 days. So I would say like if you feel energized one of those days, that would check out. Um, Blind people see images in their dreams. We already talked about that one, but we got to it. People over the age of 10 have at least 4 to 6 dreams every night, but people forget 95 to 99% of their dreams. I feel like
I'm not
I have
surprised.
I'm able to remember some of my dreams for like the first hour after I get up. And I think that I am able to remember them better than some people, but also like clearly I've got something going on, so like that's not
Do you ever write
typical.
down your dreams?
I do every once in a while. Sometimes I'm just like, I should write that down. Like I wrote down the one about the taekwondo and the spoons and such. And then
Yeah.
I tried to keep a journal for a while about them, but I
Yeah.
wake up and I'm like, I got shit to do.
No, if I write something down after a dream, it's an apology letter or a letter I would have said to somebody if to the person that was in my dream.
Yeah,
If I
but it's just
actually talk to
unlocking
them again.
feelings for you.
Yeah, and so I have to process it by writing a letter to them, but never actually sending it.
I feel like that's the point sometimes is like your brain is like, I need to process this and you're not letting
Mm,
me, so we'll just do it when you can't stop me. And then you wake up and you're
exactly.
like, okay, maybe I need to figure this out. It's kind of like, hey, stop ignoring this, you know. Margot says I
No, I
tried
agree.
keeping a dream journal to try to see if there was a pattern to the nightmares I'd have. That's interesting. Oh, I've got something in here about that. About what you can do. Like if you are having recurring nightmares. I'll read it when I get to it, but it's in here. Where are we at? Yeah. Hypnic jerks are strong, sudden jolts, or the feeling of falling that occurs just as you're falling asleep. It also says
Oh, I have
hypnic
that.
jerks yeah, I've had that quite a few times. May be the cause of dreams about falling, which is one of the most common dream themes. One time I was laying on the couch and like my feet were like on my dad's lap, and we were watching a movie, and I just started falling asleep. Like I remember it was like the movie was just starting. I was immediately started falling asleep. Then I had what I guess is a hypnic jerk, and just kicked the shit out of him.
Oh
Because I thought I was
no.
falling.
Yeah, a few weeks ago when I was in music therapy, I was falling asleep, and then I had one, and then the music therapist was like, "Are you okay? Good morning," because I
Rachel,
literally
why the
just
fuck are you
shook awake.
sleeping?
I know, literally, because I literally jumped because I thought I was falling, and I've jumped awake.
We're gonna try
It
to
was
redo this bun
crazy.
with a pencil. Oh my
Love
god.
that for you. Did it
It
work?
didn't work. Hold on.
Oh
Um,
no.
Dreams about your teeth falling out may be caused by undiagnosed dental irritation like bruxism, Bruxism, rather than a premonition of death like old folklore suggests. That's crazy. I didn't know that that was a thing. Um, but that's really
Hmm.
interesting. Oh, we did it. Nice. Now I have a pencil touching my neck.
Yay.
Um, this is bothering me. um, that's so interesting. Oh, we should do one about folklore too. Fuck this.
Ooh, that would be fun. I don't know
Folklore is
too
so
much
cool.
about
I'm gonna write
folklore,
it
but
down.
I'll do my research.
I'm gonna write it down. Folklore. What was the other thing we said we should do it about?
um, I don't know.
It was some rant we were going on. Oh
I
well.
know it.
I'm sure it'll come back up. Um, okay. But if you're stuck in a loop of recurring fearful dreams, there's something you can try. It's called imagery rehearsal therapy. So I didn't write down what that is, but I remember because I read about it. basically imagery rehearsal therapy is where, and they said you should do it with a professional, but not everybody can pay for that. So I guess essentially you like talk about what's happening in the dream, and then you basically try to like think of a better ending for it, or like how you could make the dream better, and then you just try to imagine that a couple times. You try to talk through it a couple times, and then people have said that like now, like after they go back to sleep after that, they have the dream again. Um, they're able to like influence the dream to end how they were trying to redirect it, and then they don't have to have those shitty dreams anymore. So
Oh
Margot, if your
wow,
dreams do have a pattern, you might be able to do that.
that's
um
really cool, and that's similar to like EMDR, some or like a lot of trauma work,
yeah.
that type of therapy.
um yeah, I never remember the names for it. Okay, end of life dreams are a common thing, and apparently they lean positive. So they said that they did like a study in a children's hospital where I don't know why they had to bring kids with cancer into this. It's very upsetting, but they were like studying kids with cancer, and that were going to die, that were like not going to get better, and they towards the last days that they had, they would have dreams called that they are deeming end of life dreams. I don't know what exactly goes into an end of life dream, but apparently they have like common themes. So they were able to identify them as like there's a pattern between them, and they said that they tend to be very positive. So like, at least there's that, you know. um, at least there's that. Let the cat speak. She's shy. This one's shy. She did a little chirp earlier though. I hope you got to hear it. I'll look in at the uh I'll look at the pod after, but like, or the VOD. Pretend I didn't say pod. I'll look at the VOD after and see if if you heard the chirp. She's so cute when she speaks, but it's not common. If I ignore her, she tends to she does like a little squeak. She's like just a little squeak to be like, "Hey, I'm here," or she whispers. She's so sweet. Such a
I have
sweetie.
my tortie sitting behind me right now, Agnes. She's asleep on
Tori's
the
are the
couch.
sweetest. She
I
is.
don't know about that. She has some sass, but
Oh yeah, this is maybe the only Torty without sass. She's
I
just
know.
shy and
That's why I was
sweet.
like shocked.
It's called
I was
Tortitude.
shocked. I know.
Um, okay.
Yeah, Agnes she will let you pet her, but then you can't pet her too much, and then she'll smack you.
Alright, though they've been trying to figure it out since the beginning of time, researchers don't know why we dream or what purpose it serves, if any. So, like, my theory about, like, a lot of your dreams are just, like, because you're not processing things, so your brain is going to do it while you're unconscious. I didn't come up with that myself. I heard it somewhere. I don't remember where. But there are, like, a bunch of theories. And that's honestly the one that makes sense to me. Like, also, I mean, some of my dreams are just kind of like, what even was that? Like, but then I'll tell them to my aunt, and she'll be like, oh, I know what that means. Or she'll be like, this is a warning. And I'll be like, how is this a warning? She's like, it is. Okay. Okay, I guess. Um, so, like, maybe all dreams are like that? I don't know. But
Yeah, the
here's some of the
brain's like
theories.
weird.
Huh?
I said the brain is weird.
The brain is so weird. I'm super interested in it, though.
Same. I love like learning psychology.
Yes. Like, I honestly, like, I feel like I'd maybe still be in school for it. I don't really remember exactly how long, but, like, I think I would have enjoyed being in school for psychology, and then I think I would have enjoyed being a therapist as well. I actually had one of my therapists tell me, you should be a therapist, and I was like, and then I do that thing where I'm like, well, then I'd have to start school now, and then I wouldn't be done until then, and it's kind of just like the time's gonna pass anyways. But my other excuse is that I have too many hobbies and too many things I'm trying to work on right now. So, but maybe in another life I'm a therapist, and then in a different life I'm a lawyer. Um, Here are the theories, just some of them. Psychoanalytic theory is, in this theory, dreams are believed to represent unconscious desires, wish fulfillment, and personal conflicts. So that kind of coincides with the one that I was thinking. But I feel like that's kind of like the way that they represented that just now is kind of obvious. Like, obviously, you're dreaming about unconscious desire, or like just like what you want, or like what you wish for, or personal conflicts, you know? I don't know how to do that, Mason. Oh my god, I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but I don't know how to put the cat on the mic. All right, activation synthesis theory. Popularized in the 1970s, this theory suggests that dreams are just a byproduct of your brain trying to process random signals from your limbic system, which is involved in your memories, emotions, and sensations. Okay. This theory suggests that dreams are just a byproduct of your brain trying to process random signals from your limbic system, which is involved in your memories, emotions, and sensations. I don't really know what that means because maybe I just don't know what a limbic system is, and that's like what I'm missing here. But
Limbic system. It does. It plays a crucial role in regulating emotions, motivation, memory, and behavior.
Okay, so I don't know what the signals
Key
are about though.
structures. Key structures of the limbic system: the amygdala, which processes emotions, especially fear and pleasure. The hippocampus stores and retrieves memories. The hypothalamus regulates psychological or physiological responses related to emotions, such as heart rate and hormone release. The prefrontal cortex controls emotional expression and decision making, and then it also includes the cingulate gyrus, which connects other limbic structures and involved in attention and pain perception.
I put the cat on the mic, you guys. Okay. Yeah. That kind of sounds like what I was, we made Max very happy.
It says damage or dysfunction in the limbic system can lead to various mental health disorders, including depression, anxiety, OCD, PTSD, and Alzheimer's.
I would like to do an episode about, like mental health disorders, but I feel like I don't want to spread misinformation, and maybe a professional should do that. So I don't know about that one. Was the purring good, you guys? Was that worth it? Was it everything you dreamed it would be? Okay. Dreams are threat simulations that help prepare you when faced with threats in real life. That's another theory. That one doesn't have a name apparently, but that's crazy. My dream is like, okay, so what if? What my brain's like, we gotta prepare you guys. What if we were at the fair and then the meatball guy, the guy with the meatball tent at the fair, just was really angry at you, and then you looked down and you were naked. We need to figure out what we would do in that situation. So I'm really glad that we're doing that every night. Thank you, brain.
That's interesting.
It's, don't judge me, you guys. It's a common thing to dream about.
I don't know if I've ever dreamed about being naked unless I was...
That's a common thing! Especially being naked at, like, high school or something. I'll have these dreams. You guys, there are people on here that I normally wouldn't say this to, but it's okay. They're choosing to watch it. How bad are his meatballs, though? How big? That feels inappropriate to answer. Yeah, I'll be like... just somewhere, I don't know, it doesn't matter. In front of people I don't want to be naked in front of, and it's not socially acceptable in this situation to be naked, and then I'll just be like, oh my god, where are my pants? And then I'm just kind of like, everybody's acting like I'm not standing there not wearing pants. Like, they're acting normal, right? But I'm like, they're probably just uncomfortable and don't want to say anything. So... what am I gonna do? And then I just have to try to like hide the fact that I'm not wearing pants, but like I feel like everybody knows, and I don't know what
What's
to
the
do. And
difference
also,
in
I
like
didn't intend for this
experience?
to happen. I don't know where my pants went. And then I wake up and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense that that was a dream. Because, like, where would they have gone?
Yeah.
Those are so
Yeah, I don't think I've
stressful.
ever had a dream without being having
When I
pants
say I
on
have stressful
something.
dreams, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, I thought the naked dreams were more common. Thank you, Margot. They are. It was even like it was like listed in the thing, and especially if you're sleeping face down, which apparently is unnecessary for me. I'll still have those dreams. Um,
Huh.
uh, Dreams are your brain's way of collecting and clearing out useless information from the day to make room for new information the next day. I feel weird about this one. I don't like you're telling me that that weird scenario was in my head and it had to clear it out, or like the themes in it are I don't know. I don't know about that one, but somebody smart probably came up with it, so they probably had a reason.
Oh yeah,
Um,
just smart people.
yeah, it's probably one of those smart people. Dreaming goes way back to an this is another theory. Dreaming goes way back to an evolutionary defense mechanism of playing dead to fool enemies. This would explain why our bodies are paralyzed while dreaming, but our minds remain highly active. Um, which would insinuate that like people had this like they played dead essentially like possums, which is crazy, and I'd be very interested to learn that that's like indeed true. um
Huh.
okay, those are our
Very
interesting facts about
interesting.
dreams, and now we're going to talk about sleep paralysis because I have sleep paralysis. So
Love that.
I looked up some facts
How
about sleep
scary
paralysis.
is it to have sleep paralysis? First of all, how scary is it?
Okay, there's obviously the first times. Okay, the first time I had it, I had just been talking to a friend about it. That he said that he had had sleep paralysis, and he said he saw like the sleep paralysis demons and everything, and I was like, that's insane. Like he literally saw like Carrie, or I think that's what it's with the girl with the long hair, the long black hair in front of her face. And he said that he saw something like inspired by her essentially, and she had like a baby or something, and she was just like walking around his room. And I was like, bro, that's insane. I can't imagine it. Literally, I think it definitely that week, maybe the day after, I had sleep paralysis. My first one was so like granted, I knew what was happening after a while, but at first the hallucination seemed really real and I didn't think to try to move. Like I hadn't noticed that I couldn't move yet. So essentially what happened was like I heard, and it was weird because like I think mine are typically auditory or tactile more than they are like visual hallucinations. So like a lot of the time, sound is like distort. Like the volume of sound is distorted. So like I was sleeping on the third floor. I was at my mom's house. I lived there at the time. I was sleeping on the third floor. I could hear my brother on the first floor letting the dog out. He was like, "Come on, Callie," and he like opened the door. They went outside, and like the alarm beep 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 went off because the door opened and everything. But it sounded like he was right outside my door saying that. But I didn't notice that at the time. Um, so I know that my brother and my dog are not in the house. Then my door starts slowly opening. So like this was a visual hallucination in the way that I saw my door open. But I had a couch in my room that was like blocking the door at the bottom. Like I couldn't see the bottom half of the door. And so it starts slowly creaking open, and I hear what sounds like I can only describe as like a dog panting, but like really aggressively. And it sounded like demonic. And I
Mm.
hear this thing enter my room, but again, I couldn't see it because the couch was blocking it. And it enters my room and starts fucking coming for me. And I'm like trying to
Oh
wait
my
to like wake
god.
up. And I have actually been able to wake myself up a couple times, like actually get like movement into my body, but it is so hard to do and it is such a weird feeling. It's like when you're in your dream. Oh, actually, that would kind of explain things. It's like I was describing where you're in your dream and you can't run well. You know, like you feel like you're pushing and you're trying, but it's not working. Um, that would actually describe. That would kind of explain why some people feel like they can't run well in their dreams because they're okay. I haven't read that fact yet though. Basically, sleep paralysis happens because, like it said, your function to like your like movement is shut down, and that is to uh, prevent you from acting out your dreams. And then I guess some people obviously have some kind of disorder with that, or like it's not working, and they sleepwalk and stuff. So um, sleep paralysis happens when I believe it's when you wake up. Like people that have it tend to get it when they wake up during the wrong part of their REM cycle. So like they didn't wake up naturally, or like something in them woke them up at the wrong time, and so their body is still shut down, and they can see, but their brain is still doing the hallucination thing. Like basically, your dreams are just hallucinations, but you keep your eyes open, but you're still hallucinating. So that's what sleep paralysis is. Um, that time, I don't really remember how that ended. Honestly, I think I just was able. I always try to shake my head. Like if I can get my head shaking, then I can start like getting movement into like the rest of my body. Like I can like kind of like unlock the movement. But it's such a weird feeling to be trying so
That's so
hard.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is why it's scary. And then like I know that people have like they'll say like they call them like sleep paralysis demons. And like those are like I'm so glad that this I think is my well I don't know. I've had a couple unnerving ones, but I've never seen something intense like that happening, and I'm so glad because like just that sounds horrendous. Um, but yeah. Sorry, I thought I heard a noise
That's
outside.
good.
Um,
No, you're good.
that was my
But
first
what the
one.
hell?
And oh yeah, so then there are people that like report just a feeling that someone is in the room, or and it feels demonic. And
Oh.
I would say, and like some people have theories that like you're literally walking into another plane of existence where these demons are real, but usually you can't see them and they can't like touch you. But like
Oh
some
fuck.
people are like sleep paralysis unlocks your ability to see into that plane, which I choose not to believe because I experience this regularly. Or not regularly, but way more than I should. It kind of
Yeah.
comes in like waves. Like I'll have it a couple times, like within the same couple of weeks, and then go like months and months without experiencing it, and then it'll just pop up again one day. So I don't know what that's about, but I don't want
That's
to think that I'm somewhere where like the demons can get me when
it's
that
like
happens.
sleep roulette.
Yeah. And but I do have another thing about that. But I'll get to it when I read like some of my other experiences. But I would theorize if that's not true, then it may just be that, you know, you're afraid because you can't move your body and it's freaky, and maybe there's just like an unsettling feeling that comes with it. And like that makes you think that whatever presence you're feeling, or that you are feeling the presence in the first place, and then that whatever that presence is not a safe one, you know. But
Yeah.
I will say that I had a dream one time where I heard my dad's coffee cup. Just a very familiar noise to me was every morning my dad would have coffee, and he would use like different coffee mugs obviously, but primary like his favorite coffee mug was this one with like a husky on it, because we had a Malamute and he had a husky before he had us. And he would I remember exactly how it sounded when he would stir it and like the spoon would clank against it. And so like one time I felt like I heard his like coffee mug like stirring, and I was like, "Oh, it's my dad." And then like I felt again like this is where I would have been seeing it, but I didn't. It was just auditory. and tactile. I felt him come in and sit on my bed, like next to me, like he would, like if we were gonna talk or
Whoa.
something, like if we were just chatting and I had like happened to be laying in my bed and he like walked into my room and was like, "Hey, what's up?" And it was really comforting and like I don't know, like the thing with the dreams, you know, maybe this is something similar. I would not shoot down that theory, but oh, my thingy is glitching. Okay, it's back. But then I remember the feeling of not being able to move, though, is still unsettling, even though the hallucination wasn't. Um, and then also, you kind of go into this like phase where it's like you can't wake up all the way. Like, even after I get movement into my body, I feel like I haven't fully come like conscious. Like, I like basically I feel like there's still a disconnect and I'm not fully conscious and I am like it's so hard. I'm like sitting there like this and like trying to stay awake. But if I go back to sleep, like if I'm just like whatever, it's over and go back to sleep, I'll have it again. Like I had him walk into my room several times. Um I think it wasn't like repetitive, but it was like he got closer and then eventually sat on the bed. And I don't remember it that clearly, but I do remember it generally. And
That's so sick. Like in a
yeah.
good way.
Yeah. I was like I choose honestly to believe a little bit like, hey, my dad came and checked in on me. You know, like he just wanted to ask me what was up. And
Yeah.
but it is unnerving that you can't like get a hold on your consciousness because even if you just go back to sleep, it just keeps happening. Like you can't stop hallucinating essentially. Like one time um I just was hearing somebody in my house and I like no one was home, it was just me. Like and like I sincerely thought that there was somebody in my house. My door was open because I have to leave it open for my cats or they'll like bang on it. And I felt like they were like right around the corner and they were just like in my like just some person was in my house and I was like freaking out and then I couldn't move and that was really scary and I was like okay, I recognize that this is sleep paralysis, but also it's so convincing when it's happening that I was like, okay, what if it's sleep paralysis and a person's in my house? You know, like I was
Oh
freaking
god.
out. And I could not wake up all the way. Like even after I could
Oh
move, it was
no.
like I was just like still like just falling back down and like I couldn't you just I don't know how to really describe it, but it's definitely yeah, it is fucking horrifying. I don't love it honestly. But it's like I try to just be like, okay, this happens sometimes. I know what's happening, and like they say what you got to do. Especially for this works for nightmares as well. I don't think that I heard this about sleep paralysis. I heard it about nightmares, and I've tried to apply it. But essentially, just like get up, walk around, go do something, like go to the bathroom, go fill up your water bottle, whatever. Have a snack or something, and then you can go back to sleep, and like you've kind of like cleared things. But when it's hard to be conscious, it's really hard to do that because I like it, like I've literally like gotten myself out of the bed and been standing there and like been like please don't fall over, like trying so hard not to just like fall on the ground. Super weird. But you can do that with
That's
nightmares
so
as well.
odd.
Yeah, like if you don't want to fall back asleep and like if you know sometimes you wake up from a nightmare, you go back to sleep and it continues and you forget that you woke up and was like, oh, that was just a nightmare. Like you just completely forget about that and continue the nightmare. Um, that could also be because I'm bad at lucid dreaming. So, but um, I just really convinced myself this is really happening. It's not the best, but it gets stressful.
That's always scary. Also, every once in a while, you are glitching. I'm not sure what's going
Mm,
on with that.
very sad. I hope I don't make a weird face for a long time.
It's
It's
just the audio
maybe.
cuts for a second. It's more
Oh, are you like
like I
missing
could see you
words?
moving. Yeah.
No. Did you miss anything important?
Not really, but I mean, there was a couple details that I missed. Yeah.
Like what?
I mean, I didn't hear them, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, okay.
What about your story?
Yeah, I just didn't know if like you were like the thing that you said after this and I could fill you in, but if it still
No,
made sense, then at least it still made sense.
it makes sense mostly. Yes, we got the
Aw, only
gist.
mostly. That's so sad. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm about to get a new, hopefully, a new CPU and maybe a new graphics card, so maybe we can fix it. My computer's not the best, so, but we're working on it. Um, okay, so here are some facts about sleep paralysis. It happens more when you lay in a supine position or I don't know how if I'm saying that right, but that means if you're laying on your stomach or if you're laying on your back. So I was talking to somebody at some point and I was telling them that because that's just a fact that I had like already in the dome. And I was telling her that I had sleep paralysis, and she said that she had had it one time, and similar to me, she was being visited by her deceased husband, and
Oh,
I was like, yeah, it's like if you lay in a supine position, it's more likely to happen. So just try to roll over or something. And she was like, no, I loved it. She was like, I want it to happen again. I'm gonna lay on my back every night. So you know, maybe sleep paralysis is healing.
I hope it is
Yeah.
because you've experienced some traumatizing shit during that. Hell,
Okay. Most of your muscles become paralyzed during REM sleep to prevent you from acting out your dreams. I said that already. Around 8% of the general population experience sleep paralysis, which is an inability to move when you're in a state between sleep and wake. So it is like some of you is awake, some of you is not. Some of like the other part that's not is actively running the sleeping functions. You know, like hallucinating, not moving, that kind of stuff. And that I guess is the definition of sleep paralysis. It can last a few seconds or it could last several minutes. An episode of sleep paralysis can end on its own, or it could also end when someone shakes you or talks to you. Sometimes people can force their way out of it or just relax and let it run its course. I would love to be in a situation where I could just be like, this is fine. But it's very unsettling, in my experience. Sleep paralysis is considered an isolated event when it is not connected to any other sleeping disorders. However, sleep paralysis is likely to occur if you find yourself experiencing the following: irregular sleep patterns, stress, sleep deprivation, or anxiety or depression. So, if you are already anxious or depressed, guess what? You get to deal with more shit.
great. We love that.
I'll definitely
We
say
love
my
to listen
sleeping
to this.
patterns are not regular usually, so.
Yeah, same. It's rare when I have a consistent night of sleep where I don't wake up at least once.
Um, Other disorders associated with sleep paralysis are sleep apnea, narcolepsy, recurrent isolated sleep paralysis, or idiopathic hypersomnia. I'm not exactly sure what that one is, but I will say I have maybe this is not diagnosed by a doctor, but it's the only thing that would explain this. Sometimes I wake up with my heart pounding like violently, like it feels like it hurts, and my head pounding along with it, and it feels like I haven't been breathing. Like I haven't been
Wow.
breathing for a while. Um and I looked it up, and apparently it happens more when you lay on your back or whatever. So that's another thing where it's like I have to turn over because if it will just keep happening sometimes, even if I roll over. Like I'll just keep waking up like that, and it hurts, and it's very scary. Like I'm like, what? Am I just not breathing? And I looked it up, and
Are
apparently
like
just some.
muscles sore?
I don't remember, but all I remember is like my head hurts and it's pounding with my heartbeat. Oh, I've had that. I've had a very vivid nightmare. I was drowning and woke up like that. Yeah, what's going on? Because that is maybe worse than the sleep paralysis, honestly. Because I feel like did I just almost die? And so I looked it up, and apparently some people have a different form of sleep apnea. So there's obstructive sleep apnea, which means like, part of your throat is like swollen, or like just like whatever, like there's something obstructing your breathing, like physically. And then there is complex sleep apnea, where your brain just forgets to sleep, or sorry, your brain just forgets to breathe. It's just like caught up in something else while you're sleeping, and it's like, oh shit, forgot we're supposed to breathe. And I guess I wake up when I'm already suffering the consequences of not having breathed in a while. And I'd like for it to stop, but it didn't really say that there's anywhere to make it stop. I think it actually said that there's like, you can roll over, but that's about it. Or like there's probably like medicine or something,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure.
Unless you want a CPAP.
Well, oh yeah, I guess that would work, because that like pushes air into you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would probably help. I don't know, man. It's crazy though. I woke up having a hot flash and convinced myself I was dying. Literally, I wake up and I'm like, am I dying? It's so jarring to wake up like that and be like, and like I literally wake up and like gasp for air. So weird. So if that is complex sleep apnea, then that would explain, or that would make sense, because it's saying that they kind of go hand in hand. Um, okay. Before scientists and doctors were able to explain sleep paralysis, people often associated it with a superstitious or religious beliefs such as the night hag, a ghostly figure associated with sleep paralysis. Some sufferers would say they felt there was a demonic presence in the room. I wonder if there's a picture of a night hag. I'd like to see her. The night hag.
I'm a night hag.
Why did it only type in hag? Night hag. Oh, my computer does not like me using Chrome right now. It just looks like a purple lady. Oh, it's a monster in D&D. Crazy.
Oh, period.
It's like a type of hag, I guess.
I don't even know what a hag is.
I couldn't tell you much about it though. I do like D&D, so maybe I'll look at it.
Oh.
Practicing good sleep habits and having good sleep hygiene can often prevent parasomnias like sleep paralysis. I guess parasomnias is, I think it said it when I was reading it, but I didn't write it down. Parasomnia is like a type of sleeping disorder or something like that. You're hurting me, bro. Okay, things that help. Isn't she a cutie?
No.
Things that help: avoiding caffeine and alcohol at night, going to sleep and waking up at the same time every day, and ensuring 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Sexist. That's sexist. Because as I discussed, women need more than that. Having a wind down period an hour before bed. Using meditation apps. This just sounds like typical, like, how to make your sleep better. But, like, I hate to say it, but they do help. As annoying as it is to just keep hearing these things over and over again, and I don't want to do. They do help. Keeping the bedroom free of noise and completely dark. I don't know about that one. I know a lot of us like to have some kind of noise when we sleep, and some people even like a light, like a little bit of light. So maybe that's not doable for everybody. Seeking treatment for underlying depression and anxiety disorders. Okay, we'll just do that. Yeah, that's all my facts. Another thing is, oh yeah, so my brother's sleep disorder. I asked him if he had any fun stories about it, but he's not a talky guy, so he was just like, remember that time I drove the car into the tree? And I was like, oh yeah. And then he said also one time he was so sleep deprived at school that his teacher thought he had a bad home life for some reason. But he said I was just really EP. But Yeah, so I remember, it started being a real problem when we were in high school. So he's 2 years younger than me, and I would drive him to school. So I go in there to wake him up, because not that it's my job to wake him up or anything, but like, he just wasn't waking up sometimes, and I was like, what the hell? So I'd go in there and be like, dude, are you up? And he'd like get up out of his bed. Obviously, he hadn't woken up, even though like our mom would wake us up at the same time in the morning. And it'd be like 30 minutes later, and like we gotta leave in 15 minutes. And he'd get out of bed and he'd be like, yeah, I'm up. And I'd be like, okay, well, like we have like 15 minutes. Like I need you to like get, like, I don't want to be late. And he'd be like, yeah, I will. And like sometimes even he'd like get out of the bed, and then I would just like go about my business and be like, I hope he's actually doing it, and then come back, and like he would be asleep again, and I'd be like, dude, what the hell? Like you really just went back to sleep? Like I know it's hard to get up in the morning, but like I don't want to be late. Like we got 5 minutes. I think one time he was on the ground, like he had gotten out of bed because I woke him up and was like, "Get up! Like I want to see you get out of bed." And he'd like get up, and then I left, and I came back to check on him again. He was on the ground where he was standing when he got out of the bed, and I was like, "What the hell?" And we found out he had a sleeping disorder, and also those conversations I was having with him in the morning, he had no recollection of whatsoever. So like he would wake
Mm.
up, do something, go back to sleep, wake up and be like, "What the fuck is this? Like when did I do this?" Um
Oh, that used to be me growing up. My mom, she would yell at me to get up in the morning, and then I wouldn't get up. And then she would wake me up again, and then she'd be at me. And I'm like, what? I didn't hear you tell me to get up the first time. Like, she's like,
but this is,
you told me you would do this, that. And I'm like, what?
yeah,
I had no
weird.
memory.
And then but like it was to the point where it was like it was like doctors were like, "Yeah, this is more activity than you should have been able to do and not remember it." So we started having him like go to like, and then also he would be like like he would get plenty of sleep, but he would still be sleep deprived. And so we started getting him tested. I act like I was involved in this. I wasn't. But my parents would get him tested and stuff, and he would go like sleep at this place or something. Like they gave him like a blanket at one point. He'd just be like sleep deprived all day. Um, then they ended up being like, we don't know. They basically were like, you have a sleeping disorder that doesn't have a name yet. So my brother is a scientific anomaly. And one time he was so okay. Granted, he was working at Nashville Shores as a lifeguard, so he was like out all day, like working very very long shifts in the sun the whole day. So that enough is enough to make you want to crash. And then, well, literally. And then then he was doing band camp. So it was like band camp, and then we'd have like 1 or 2 days off. I think we got the weekend off sometimes. Not sure. I don't remember that well. Um and then on those days off, he would go be a lifeguard. And band camp is like you're constantly doing shit. You're there all day. You're out in the sun. It gets very hot here. We were out like with heat advisories going on and shit, and they'd just be like, "Let's make sure we're hydrating," but it's not like we didn't always have the means to like go inside. It was like we everything we had to do, we had to be on the field to do it. Um,
Mm.
Anyways, it was exhausting, and so one night on the way home to my dad's house, there's like this road right before his house. It's like a T. Like you're driving down here, and then it's like you can either go left or right. In front of you is just trees, and he had crazy car just passed. He had Sorry, I'm very distractible. He had recently crashed his car, like not crashed, he ran over something in the road, and it literally ripped his like transmitter or something. It ripped something important out, and just it fell out of his car, and so it was essentially deemed totaled.
Oh
And then so he
no.
was driving my grandfather's car, which was like this little red car, and it was like kind of like sporty, right? and he's driving it. He goes down this like T road, just goes straight through, literally straight through, horrifying. Like, if I hadn't been looking at him telling me the story and knowing that he was okay, I'd have been absolutely horrified. But he was totally fine. He completely totaled that car. So that was the time that he totaled two cars in the same week. And then a couple days
Oh.
later, he was driving my mom's car, which she's very protective of, and backed up into something or like scraped the side of it in like a parking lot.
Oh.
And I was like, you are on a roll. And then I started this like, I had this whiteboard. Oh, he hated me for this. He had anger issues, and I would pick on them so much. I started this whiteboard in the living room that was like, we have gone blank days without a car accident. Or without, I think I put without Jordan totaling a car. And I would like mark it every day. He erased it so many times, and then I just put it back.
Wow. I mean, how do you fuck up that many times in 1 week? To
Well,
begin.
I mean, the one was definitely because of the sleeping disorder, and like he was like he just completely fell asleep at the wheel, and I'm glad he's okay because
Oh.
like he drove straight into a tree, and like that road is like 55, so
Damn.
yeah,
That's really unfortunate. I'm so glad he's alive.
yeah, he like not a scratch or anything. Um,
Damn.
okay, I guess we'll end with some weird dreams that I've had. Um,
Period.
this one's pretty small. But apparently, this is one of the ones I wrote down in my journal. Apparently, I was at my grandparents' house where my aunt also lived. But the house is on a farm. Like it's a pretty rural house, but it was not on a farm. They were doing these stunts for a Christmas meal. So it was like Christmas. And my aunt was planning stunts for some reason. And she had coordinated these stunts where she made bread by flying through the air. And then at one point, they told me to let a calf and a cow out of the barn. And I was confused why, but I did it. But then I accidentally let an extra cow out of the barn, and my aunt was super mad at me, and everyone had to try to catch the cow and put it back. So what does that mean?
A cow, you said?
Yeah, a cow and a calf, like a baby cow.
Oh, I've never dreamt about cows before. That's a dreammoods.com question.
um.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, some other um sleep paralysis hallucinations I've had. The demon dog. This one I labeled
Demon dog.
snakes. Yeah, the dog with the couch blocking me, and it was really scary. Then the
Oh, yeah.
snakes. One time I woke up and felt, I did not see, but I felt just snakes crawling all over my body, and I think I could see the indent where they should be, but they were like invisible snakes. So weird. Um Another time I felt like this presence in the room. I could not move. I was laying on my side, facing away from the door. So basically, like, there's this much bed between me and the edge of the bed, and I'm facing that way. And I start to feel something like on its hands and knees walking up that little sliver of bed between me and the edge of the bed. It gets up behind me and just slides its arm under the pillow and starts spooning me. And I remember not feeling like it was a friendly presence. I literally felt like it was like a demon. So I labeled that one spooning a demon. Um, the one with my dad, and then the one with somebody in my house. So there we are.
Interesting. Those are all very, very interesting to like look into the brain and see like what the fuck that actually means because
Maybe one day somebody that knows
wild.
about dreams will see this and they'll be like, girl, we should talk. I got stuff to tell you.
Literally, you need some insight.
Uh-huh. Okay, that is all that I've got. um, prepped. Did you have any dreams you wanted to tell us about or any stories?
Uh, sure. Okay, so this one dream happened to me a few weeks ago when I was in treatment, and in the beginning of the dream, I'm arguing with my ex-best friend that I was telling you about, but we
Okay.
weren't like really arguing. We were like taking these spray bottles of like Febreze and chemicals and cleaning supplies and just spraying them at each other. And
Not
then
the
all of a
chemicals.
sudden, she inhales all the fumes, passes out, freaking dies. And then I was like, oh shit, she just died and I can't be caught, you know? So I ran out the apartment and all of a sudden, like, I'm just like, I gotta avoid the FBI, I gotta avoid the FBI. The FBI's on the way, and they weren't on their way yet, but when I go outside, I just see people that look like me. Like, they're obviously men and women, and they, them, non binary, whoever. Everybody was out there. And
Okay.
I was at like the school campus, and they're all have strawberry blonde hair and dressed just like me. Like, they all have wigs on. And then,
Wait, they're like they don't just happen to look like you, like they're dressed up like you. They're
yeah,
wearing
they're
wigs
dressed
and
up like
everything.
me. Yes, and so I see different people's faces, but they're just wearing wigs and wearing whatever I wear.
Okay,
And
so
so
the thing said that like you don't usually come up with new faces, so are these people you know?
I don't know, but they were like a bunch of kids, mostly like middle schoolers, because I was at like a school campus, middle schoolers and high schoolers. So
Okay.
maybe, but um anyway, so here I am dodging the F or no, dodging all these people to hide from the FBI. And so eventually I get to one of the staff members' apartment that worked at the treatment center in real life. So I get to her apartment and then all of a sudden I'm like, what should I call her? Elizabeth. That's not her name, but Elizabeth, the FBI is gonna find me. I just killed my best friend and I need to hide. And she goes,
Poor
okay,
Clarice.
sounds good. So I'm there for a little bit, but then all of a sudden my friend, Mary calls, like my real life friend Mary, and she goes, Rachel, I need your help to put a dog down. Like, I was like, what? She goes, I need your help euthanizing this dog. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, well, this is my friend's dog, and my friend is too attached to this dog to want to see it die. And then Mary also said, I'm too attached to this dog to watch it die. So we need somebody else who is not attached to this dog. Go euthanize it at the vet. And I was like, oh my god, okay, I guess I'll do it. So here I go. I go to Mary's. I get out the apartment, still dodging the FBI, and I go to Mary's, pick up the dog, and then I go to the vet, the mobile vet, and I drop the dog off, and I feed it some chocolate or something before it has to die, and like a burger or some shit, and then
This is
and then the dog
terrible.
is put down, and then I go outside again, and I'm like, oh fuck, the FBI's here. And so here I am trying to get back to Elizabeth's apartment and I'm dodging everybody like that looks like me, mind you, and then all of a sudden I'm on the ground in the grass and I'm like, fuck. And so then I was like, they're definitely gonna find me here. And guess what? They were shooting rubber bullets at me. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this fucking hurt. And
They
so I
needed
was
you
just like, I
alive.
gotta get out of here. Yeah. I was like, I gotta go. I was like, I'm hurting. And so I get up, run, go back to no, Elizabeth's apartment. And she she anyway gave me like I was hungry or something, and so she gave me a bowl, and the bowl was like split in two, like down the middle, like it's a big ceramic bowl with like a divider in it. And so you can have like two different types of cereal at once without mixing them. So that's what we
Okay.
did. We had cereal. And we both ate cereal out of this bowl. And
Okay.
then, yeah, it was just, and then like I was just there. I don't know. It was just crazy. That was like near the end of the dream. I mean, there was other parts, but
That is wild.
I'll tell you later. But it was definitely a wild dream. I mm, woke up very confused. I'll say that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you wake
The
up from
FBI
a
never got
dream
me
where you're running from your life and you just euthanized a dog. And you
and
are
killed my best
expected to just.
friend.
Yeah, and you murdered your best friend with Febreze.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
and you're just expected to go to work. Just go to work.
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
yeah, don't forget to hydrate or whatever. Like, just live your life like normal.
Me.
Like, you didn't just experience trauma. It's
Yeah.
not right.
Exactly.
But, like, what else are we supposed to do?
Literally. So that was my story. It was very scary and traumatic, but you know what? I lived.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That takes some real balls.
I know
Literally.
it.
Okay, well,
My bad.
is that your only dream that you remember?
Yeah, I mean it's not the only one I remember. It's just the craziest, wackiest dream. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Yeah, I had some in here like I in my like journal that I wrote them down in, but they were like a couple sentences. Like literally it was just like
Mhm.
all I remember is like this part and this part and it was just like a couple sentences. It was like at one point this happened, at one point this happened.
Damn. Well, I do have to skedaddle.
Okay.
Girl.
Girl. All right, I guess we'll end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting both of us
Yes, thank you. We love you all.
and for interacting and everything and listening to me talk about dreams because I think they're cool.
Yes, we had
Um,
absolutely a fun time.
okay, see you later. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
And it's stopping the stream, and it's stopping the stream.